Good morning, friends. Today we're here to introduce you to the new weekly recipe. This week's recipe is going to be Pici alle Briciole. Pici is a typical Tuscan handmade pasta that's made with a mix of 00 Italian flour and Italian semolina in equal proportions and water. It's usually served with aglione, which is a tomato sauce made with a lot of garlic, briciole, which is this week's recipe, and it's breadcrumbs, rosemary, and sage, and meat sauce. Generally, in Tuscany, meat equals duck sauce. Otherwise, you can serve it in many other ways, but these are the three traditional ones. And in the following video, you will see how to prepare pici and how to make the sauce. Have fun! Bye. Good morning, friends. We're here together today to prepare pici alle briciole. Pici are a typical handmade, hand-rolled pasta in Tuscany, and the briciole are breadcrumbs. We have very little amount of ingredients to use today. We have a cup and a quarter of Italian 00 flour and a cup of Italian durum with semolina, about 2/3 of a cup of lukewarm water, and this is for the pasta. For the sauce, you need 3 or 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 garlic clove, 3 sage leaves, and a few rosemary leaves chopped together, 2/3 cup of roughly chopped breadcrumbs, and a couple pinches of salt. And now we have to nicely mix together the two flours and slowly add the water. The quantity of water you will need depends on your flour and also depends on the humidity you have around you. So I never put the entire amount of water all together at once, and if I need more, I can always add it. Otherwise, you will need to add flour, which is not always something you want to do. But I guess we'll need all our flour, all our water here. So nicely and smoothly incorporate water, and then transfer your dough onto your working surface. And start kneading it smoothly and nicely. Okay. Always remember to turn your dough when you're working with it, so you'll make sure that all the flour is smoothly incorporated. Now you knead until you obtain a smooth, nice dough. And now that it's almost done, we'll give it a couple turns. Sometimes you may need to add some flour to your working surface. This time it hasn't happened. The proportion between water and flour was perfect. Okay, now that our dough is ready, smooth and nice, you will need to let it rest for about 30 minutes. It's a very important passage because flour and gluten tend to get stressed during the kneading process and need to rest. Otherwise, your dough will behave like a rubber band. We need a little piece of plastic wrap this will hopefully seal it so that it doesn't dry in this weird climate that Reno has. Okay. And now 30 minutes resting time. Hi friends, now that 30 minutes have gone, we unwrap our dough and we'll start rolling our pici. Now you will need to keep your dough covered with the plastic wrap. I am not going to roll them out as the tradition would be because it's way too dry here in Reno to do something like that. So basically you just cut sections of the dough, cut stripes, and start rolling out. You don't need, actually it's counterproductive to have flour on your working surface when you're rolling out, because instead of rolling it'll just slide away and not do what it's supposed to, which is stretch to your desired thickness and length. Let them rest either on a floured surface or on a floured tablecloth. When you cook them, flour will get to the bottom of your pot, so it's not a problem at all, but that will prevent sticking one another. I'm not gonna keep you here the entire time that I'm going to roll the pici. It's going to take way too long. So we'll get back together as soon as I'm done rolling. See you soon. And now that we've rolled out all our pici that are laying on the tablecloth here behind me, we are going to prepare the sauce while we're waiting for the water to boil. Not ready yet. So, olive oil in the skillet and heat on high, and when the oil is warm, we'll add our chopped garlic and herbs. Saute them just a minute. We don't want to burn them. Plus they're going to saute more when we'll add breadcrumbs. And it smells good. Breadcrumbs. We'll saute the breadcrumbs until they are golden and crunchy. And just a touch of salt. And keep stirring until they're all golden. This should probably take a minute, maybe two. Once our pici are done, we'll put them into the skillet and saute together. We may need to add some more olive oil because this is a dry sauce. It doesn't have a base of tomato or cream or whatever else to keep them moist and tough. Okay. Now our sauce is ready. Weird to call it sauce, but the water doesn't boil yet. So we'll switch off the heat and wait until our water boils. And now that finally our water boils, which is always a challenge here in Reno with the altitude, we add salt. And remember always to add salt when the water boils, otherwise it'll take forever to boil. And we'll start getting our pici. into the pot. Stir them. Now the longer your peachy are, the more they'll tangle, but don't worry. And remember, fresh pasta does not increase the volume as dry pasta, so you will need a little bit more to feed the people. Now this should be enough for 2 to 3 people. After we put it into the skillet and then in the dishes, we'll see if it's 2 or 3. Okay, let's cover the pot again so it gets back to a boil. And just wait and see. Okay, almost done here. Let's see. Let's grab a little piece. Okay. Oh yeah. So depending on how thick your peachy are, it takes anywhere between 5 and 8 to 10 minutes to cook. Now we transfer them into the skillet. We don't even need a strainer actually. Whoop. Where do you think you're going? And we saute everything together. Adding the peachy to the breadcrumbs obviously will mush them, so we need them to get back to crispiness. And we'll do that together with the peachy. Okay, so this aside, let's add a little bit of olive oil just to help prevent sticking. It seems a lot, but it has a fairly small hole. And here we are. Now when you're making this kind of sauce, you can add some dried Italian porcini if you like, or you can also add some hot pepper flakes if you want a little bit of a pinch added to it. And here we go. See, I told you they were all tangled up. Now, depending on how hungry you are, this fits, yeah, between 2 and 3 people mostly. Little bit of olive oil. And just a little bit of Parmigiano. Not much. We don't want to cover all the tastes and the flavors that are in this dish. And here is our dish, Pici alle Briciole. I hope you'll enjoy and see you for next recipe. Bye.